Hey there, Griff Hamlin here from Blues Guitar Unleashed. Welcome, thanks for joining me. Today's video, we are doing a lick from box 4. Again, continuing on our series, we're getting a lick from all of the boxes in celebration of my 50 Slow Blues Licks by the Box course, which is brand new. I'll leave a link near this video for that. But let's get into, first of all, what is box 4? Just to make sure that everybody's talking about the same thing, you may already know this pattern. It's going to start on the E, 12th fret of the 6th string. So, right, we're going up. We had box 1 started on A, box 2 on the 8th fret C, box 3 on the 10th fret D, box 4 here, 12, 15, 12. This particular 12 on the 5th string is relevant, and it's something that I use to find my way because it's a root. I use that a lot, okay? So, in fact, I start this box here a lot. I just start it right there. But in this case, we'll start it down here, 12, 15, 12, 15, 12, 14, 12, 14, 13, not 12, 15, not 14, 12, 15. So hopefully we're all talking about the same thing. If we add the blues variant, 12, 15, 12, 15, 12, 13 is that first blue note, 14, 12, 14, 13, 15, 16 is that second blue note. So that actually requires me to shift my fingering a little bit. 12 and 15 on the top. And again, I have a tendency to always start and end on the A itself rather than the E. It just sounds better to my ear. Okay, but hopefully you're familiar with the pattern. If not, play through it a few times. It's not super critical that you haven't memorized, but let's jump into the lick itself, because this has something that I really wanted to demonstrate, which is something that's really common in a lot of licks. Starting out, we're going to start at the 13th fret, and you're going to notice that I'm going to use my first finger. A lot of people will ask, as I play through that, should I use my second and fourth fingers on the second string, or should I use my first and third fingers and sort of shift? And what I always say is, it depends, because it depends on what you're about to do next. And this kind of shows that, I think, really well. So on beat 2, beat 1 is a rest, so we don't play anything. Remember, beat 1 tends to not be where we start licks. So beat 2, we're going to start with that C at the 13th fret of the second string, down to the A and back. 2 and da. And now I have to bend up my 15th fret on the second string. And while that's bent, I got to hit the 15th fret on the first string with my pinky. So obviously I have to leave it available. And then I'm going to strike that 15th fret that's still bent and return it. So first I would get used to that. And it's going to be beats 3 and 4, 3 and 4, 3 and 4, and that's the 13th, the C, 14th fret A. Okay, so three and 4 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and play that at whatever speed. If it's 3 and 4 and then play it there. Play it slower if you have to. 3 and 4 and But get that down. Why? Because you're going to do it again. Verbatim. 1 and 2 and Don't go relearn that. It's the exact same thing. 1 and 2 and then again, I'm going to do a little grace note as I strike that A again. As I mentioned in the last video, when I have the same note twice, I tend to make the second one be a grace note. Do the first one, I tend to do the second one. So I'm going to do that real quick, hammer on from the 12 to the 14. So once you have that, 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and and make sure you can do it with the counting. 3 and 4 and right? Then all we have to do is add in that little bit at the beginning. 2 and then we do what we know. 3 and 4 and we do it again. 1 and 2 and then we add 3 and so we once you get that one move down, there's very little to this lick, and it looks like a big lick. It looks like there's all this stuff going on, but there's not. And many licks fall into that category where either something's repeated or it's just climbing up and down the box pattern, just going up and down the scale. And so it looks really long, but really you're just doing 2 beats of going up, going, you're just going down the scale for 2.5 beats. And so it looks really long, but there's not much to that, right? Like I said, a lot of licks fall into this category. So let's put the whole thing together nice and slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 4 and one more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and because I forgot to mention it earlier, don't forget to continue to play and count the last 3 licks we've done, right? When you add this, we've got 4. It's remarkable how this starts to sound like real soloing really quickly, right? If you played yesterday, if you played the first lick, the second lick, and the third lick over the jam track, and you left a little space between them, you might start to get the impression that it starts to sound like soloing. Now, truly, it is soloing, but you've probably got a little bit of extra space between things, and there's some stuff going on that makes it sound a little bit disjointed. But as you add in this 4th lick, you'll be surprised. And soon enough, I'll show you with all 5 of these what this starts to sound like, and it turns into a real solo real quick. So let's play it along with the jam track real quick. Remember, we want to count, do everything the same. This is just keeping our time honest. 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And again, this is a minor lick, so it fits over all of the chords. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So as we've done with all of the licks, I encourage you, play it, get it memorized, count out loud. Again, you can print out the PDF, you can write down the count if you need to. You do not have to be able to read the notation. Just write it down in a way that makes sense to you. That will totally work. As long as you play the right note when you say the right beat, everything's going to be fine, which means if you do what I do and say what I say, you will be successful with this. There's no way you cannot be. As long as you go slow enough that you can execute all the steps, it will get better. It will get faster. Now, depending on where you're at now, depending on how comfortable or not you are currently with rhythm, with counting, with all of that kind of stuff, it might take you several days per lick. That's okay. I know I'm going kind of fast through these, but obviously I have a limited amount of time here. So be on the lookout for lick number 5 tomorrow. Make sure that you try at least play as many of the licks as you can along with the jam track. Again, keep them fresh in your mind. Don't let them go away. This is vocabulary. This is the things you're going to say, right? So we're going to do the 5th lick tomorrow, again in celebration of my 50 Slow Blues Licks by the Box course. There are 10 complete licks for each of the 5 boxes in that course. There's trading videos so you can help remember. You'll be able to remember them. You'll be able to recognize them by ear. That's something that I can't really do in this environment with only 1 lick at a time. But boy, those trading videos make all the difference if you use those. There's solos in every single section. So for all 10 licks, I've put them together into a 24-bar solo. Plus there's even 3 extra bonus solos at the end with licks that go through all of the boxes. So it's like full-blown slow blues amazing solo that I think you'll really, really dig. So as always, I will leave a link near this video for the new course. You can get it on sale this week for its release. I will leave a link to the tab, print it out and write on it if you need to. No shame in that. I encourage you to do that. And I will leave the jam track, which is a nice eight choruses of slow blues in A for you, so you can play along with exactly what I'm playing along with here. And I will see you tomorrow for lick number 5. Take care. I'm Griff Hamlin. Bye-bye.